We, the Mothers of Ireland, stand this International Women's Day in solidarity with women who are subject to displacement, apartheid, genocide, unfathomable oppression, violence, and brutality in Palestine, Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and others all over the world.
Western feminism has for too long defined women's issues through a framework centred on white women and ignored the experiences of black women, Indigenous women and women of colour.
We must move away from that framework and move away from a lifelong unlearning of our own biases and stand in solidarity with these women this International Women's Day.
All anti-colonial struggles are interconnected. The settler colonial violence inflicted on the Palestinians over the last 17 months intrinsically is tied to the neo-colonial violence Africans continue to face.
These countries are products historically of colonialism and imperialism, and it is the common thread that ties these struggles of liberation together.
Imperialism works in many ways, whether it be waging genocide against a captive colonialised population with international support, as witnessed in Gaza, or exploiting a country's land and people for the enrichment of local capitalists and multinational corporations, as seen in the Congo.
As with all conflicts, it is the women and children who are disproportionately impacted.
In Palestine, Gaza, and the West Bank, women continue to be killed, displaced, and denied basic human rights due to Israeli genocide.
Over 1 million women and children were displaced. There were reports of women being brutally raped and experienced continued sexual violence at the hands of the IDF.
Miscarriage rates have soared by 300% due to lack of prenatal care, along with stillbirth rates increasing due to lack of adequate medical care. Women continue to face food shortages, and many have been too dehydrated and malnourished to lactate.
In the Congo, armed militias, backed by the foreign interests, use rape and sexual violence as a tactic of war, while cooperations exploit Congo's resources for profits.
There are nearly 5.8 million internally displaced women and girls in the Democratic Republic of Congo. 1.63 million women of reproductive age are without adequate healthcare services.
Gender-based violence has increased by 300% in recent years in the Congo. These women are subjected to slavery, sexual mutilation, rape, and human trafficking.
In Sudan, the Rapid Support Forces and Sudanese Armed Forces are waging a brutal war with mass killing. Again, there is widespread brutal sexual violence used as a tactic of war. UNICEF warns that children under 5, including babies, are among the victims of this sexual violence.
Since April, nearly 5 million people have been forced to flee their homes. 77.9% are women and children. 84% of these women in Sudan are unable to meet the minimum acceptable dietary needs, leaving many pregnant and lactating women severely malnourished.
To all these resilient women, we see you and we stand with you. The bonds of sisterhood and motherhood transcends borders. Women's struggles are interconnected. We will continue to fight and give a voice to our sisters who can't. We are not free till we are all free.